we're joined by the writer and director, John Williams, of The Tales of Creeping Death, who's, that was your fourth feature, was it?
It was, Steve,
yeah. His other features, the first one, The Mother Town, was made for £500. The second one was Slayers, and the third one, which I honestly, chap, we've got to get somehow, Crispy's Curse, which is about the killer clown versus a Christian heavy metal band. So seriously, where can I see this film?
I think Crispy's Curse is on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Honestly, I love that, but Crispy's Curse, I've got to see that. The moment I checked the IMDb page for that, I'm just so sold. What made you go for an anthology? I mean, that's your first anthology, I assume, isn't it?
Yeah, I just had loads of sort of things swimming around in my head, different ideas. I'd start one thing, start writing another. I thought, I'll just do them all, I'll just make 4 short, and then they're totally unrelated. Because I'm interested in stuff like that. You know? Yeah. I tend to make films I'm interested in, not necessarily killer clowns, but things like cryptozoology, UFOs, all that kind of involved. Yeah. You know, it's all interesting to me, so I'll make some films about it. Yeah. Just a human myself, basically.
Yeah, especially the second feature, which of course has the real reference in. The characters in that are so likeable. Were they actually based on anyone you knew?
The character was actually based on him.
On him?
On him. Not necessarily the collecting corpses side of things, but I think it's because someone like that in society will literally slip under the radar because he's so likeable and nice. Yeah. Even though he's got a body on his back, he'll just waltz through society and nobody will pay any attention to him.
It was what we were saying last night in A House of Darkness. The Percy character in that, the Grey Men, people you don't take notice of, probably the ones.
Yeah, exactly.
That have got a room full of bodies. So, the big elephant in the room, how did you get Ricky Tomlinson to do it?
Actually, basically, that's I knew a friend of a friend who'd worked with him. It's not weird, put a word in that, so if we can get him, make a cameo, sent him the script sort of thing. Not really holding out much hope sort of thing. But then he just rang me up one night. I thought it was someone taking the piss because it sounded like a caricature of him almost, like it was in the royal family, but it was actually him. So, it was really nice. Done nice. Went over to Liverpool for the day and filmed all his bits. It was a good laugh. Got all his comedian mates over, and
it seemed just from looking at him in the film that he enjoyed playing with that.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Good day.
Yeah, again, was he based on someone that you knew?
No, not at all.
It's strange seeing and watching the characters interacting coming from small towns. You can see an awful lot of those characters just every day when you walk down the street, or especially if you're drinking the local pubs and everything. Yeah. And the way I saw people saying, we're showing this film, this is basically imagine a horror film taking place in, like I'm from Hollywood, taking place in Hollywood. And all these odd characters you see walking around and what's really going on behind their closed doors. Yeah. And, and honestly just thinking about it, I can see him doing stuff.
I wanted to have his character as well. Like, in his eyes, he's doing nothing wrong at all. He's providing service, it's quite normal.
Well, effectively, Kevin John and Innocence, they are... technically body snatching, I suppose, is a thing that can be accused of, but they don't actually hurt anyone. They don't wish ill on anyone. They're quite happy-go-lucky, about the whole situation. It's even quite quaint in a way. Yeah.
I think it's sort of, when I was a kid, I used to sort of find birds falling off nests.
My brother did the same thing and he dissected them.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I'll try to make it better first.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like...
no dead birds and things like that.
Yeah, but I'd be like, rubbing the chest on, give CPR and putting droplets of water in them. I'd probably do more harm than good.
CPR!
Yeah. But I used to do all that kind of stuff, and I used to have this budgie, and I ate it, that was just in the cage. So I tied it to a house brick once with some fishing wire. And around its, not fishing wire, cotton, around its foot, so it could fly around the garden and not escape. Yeah. When I come to get it, it had gone. It was just its claws and the cats that had it.
Oh. It was the best of intentions, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I meant well.
Yeah. How did you get Michael Socker as well? It was brilliant seeing Michael Socker in there.
To be honest, I think I just contacted his agent, and it was all a matter of money because obviously there was hardly any money involved in it. Like Mickey Tomlinson did it for free. He actually organised the pub and everything. And Michael loved the script as well. He wanted to be involved. So.
Well, I mean, wasn't it crowdfunded?
Bits and bobs. Bits and bobs, but it's dead hard. I was doing everything, sponsored walks, money. Anything I could think of to raise enough money to be able to do it.
It's a strange to go around with a sponsor for. Well, what charity is this for? Well, I'm making this film about collect corpses.
I'm going to do a walk along the canal in my hand. What's a badge?
You didn't see someone fishing for bodies as you were going.
So that's pretty much how we worked, and then got Gary involved, Gary Pollard, worked on Doctor Who a lot. He'd done a lot of the creature stuff.
Well, I just like to move on to the werewolf in it, and he was quite a uniquely designed werewolf, and I mean, obviously it didn't cost you that much, but it's absolutely fantastic.
He just he made it all out of clay and stuff, and I think he was the biggest scoop for me because he'd done, like I say, he'd done Doctor Who, Game of Thrones, Aliens, everything, the big spider on Harry Potter. He'd done loads of stuff, but to get him involved.
It's quite funny you saying that being a coup, because with Skulls last night, the person who did the music was a massive coup for him then, and it's not just necessarily in front of the camera that you can get.
Definitely.
I mean, obviously getting someone of that calibre, how did you sell it to him, or was he just like getting to do some good old-fashioned practical?
I think because he was at the time he was being a bit disillusioned with Doctor Who, the way things were going at the time. He couldn't have the creative element that he wanted to have. But I think because I gave him basically a free license, if you want to design a werewolf, you're going to have a better idea than I will.
So it's basically his design then?
His design,
You just knock yourself out, have fun?
The baby with all the animatronics and stuff as well. It was all his. It was my design of the baby having a long grey hair, sort of creepy looking baby. But he made it all happen, it was nuts.
Well, I mean, especially for something as low budget, that werewolf's fantastic, and the gore effects and scenes I mean, even though you get like a fraction of a second of some of the werewolf wounds in there, that was so
It was all. I mean, the only problem with that was he ideally would have took a week to do all that, but he didn't. It took like a day and a half. Because we only had the place, we had no money to do it, so we had to have all hands on deck. I did some of the gore on it. All that, just people chucking blood over each other. And
well, I mean, you think for a fraction of a second, well, that much work, but the fact that you went to that, you could have easily just like thrown a pot noodle at the wall. I mean, some of the wounds that you see, it's quite graphic, but it's like, so some love's gone into those wounds. Definitely. It was actually nice to see a cosmic horror segment for the third segment. See, Chad, wherever you are, cosmic horror works. Just saying.
It was
there he is over there. Cosmic horror works, Chad. I can see you were judging in your eyes. I mean, it's almost like the oddball segment. What made you want to? I mean, obviously like the different tales, but I mean, it was just especially going out and filming the caves and everything.
Well, the caves are in a place in India, a place called Buxton, close to where I live. But all the scenes around the lake was all in this place called the Retbury by the Lake, which is in Snowdon, just to the other side of Snowdonia, sort of thing. So that was all filmed down there. I just want to make something weird, UFO based, and something that the music sort of really sort of almost hard to listen to, sort of thing. So I've got it out of my system now.
So no more.
No. I don't know.
I mean, how easy was it to get the caves and things like that and use the area?
Again, you're just asking. Can I use your cave, please?
So you actually find like just being the boldly honest approach works a lot.
I think if you overcomplicate things, that's when people start seeing pound signs. I just realised, we're doing this little film. I'm just always going with that approach. Just doing this little thing. And
did you say, we're making a horror film or just a film?
Yeah, it's just a little horror film. We say little before it. Every time we say little, it becomes cheaper. Every single time we say little. Yeah, just this little thing we're doing. Oh, okay. And that's it. Then the money never even gets mentioned half the time.
Yeah, so grateful to help you almost.
Yeah. Well, that's what it should be anyway. I think.
And you just say like, we'll throw in a fact. Well, a fact is basically free advertising for them as well.
Yeah.
So you can recommend that approach to any like filmmaker making stuff on.
Yeah, definitely. You have to be nice to people and flash the cash. That's why I haven't got the cash in the first place.
It's the theme this weekend that I mean we're hearing an awful lot of like famous for famous and just being nice, and it does pay off at the end of the day.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, definitely.
So is there anything that I mean obviously it's won awards at like some small festivals and everything, but you're looking at and thinking perhaps I could have done that better or
well that's I mean when I first wrote the script I thought I'll write something quite simple that I can sort of quite easily do on a really low budget, and I read it back and was like, what the, you know.
Is it that point where you think, the brains run away?
yeah, definitely, yeah. I was like, UFOs, come on. You know, so I had to sort of, well, I could try and do it. I can either hold out for like a massive budget, like hundreds of thousands of pounds or whatever, or I can just do it and wing the whole thing, which is what happened. So when I first started it, I had nothing, no money at all, just a bit of a chance, you know, just make a start.
If you make it will happen.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what happened. People see that the wheels are in motion and you're actually physically doing the film.
I mean, again, that approach is just having that boldness to start it.
Yeah, it's risky, but if you're confident, then...
I mean, again, when you think back to people like Sam Raimi and Peter Jackson and how they made their first features, you know, and just that sheer willpower to do it, you know, and this is the thing I always have a lot of respect for, even people who make short films. It's like, you know, you've grown up and you've done it, and just even writing and treating it down can be difficult enough. Let alone translate. And you speak to people in like the proper industry, is even then getting things done is such a task at the end of the day, you know, and it's again a tribute to everyone that's appearing this weekend, is that these people have like willed these things into existence, you know.
People say it's the easiest way to do something is to do it. I know it sounds obnoxious, but it is really. Just, I mean, a lot of people I know, they'll just sit on hands, wait for money to come their way so they can make a film, the dream to make a film. When in reality, all you need is a phone these days.
Well, it's a thing that comes into conversation all the time is, you know, everyone's got a phone. And I know actually quite a lot of my friends' kids, and some of them aren't even in their teens yet, and they're making little animations with their phone. And starting at that age, and you think, what are you going to be like when you're older? So camera literate. But because even the simple things that, like, Chad found out when he was making Mario Flynn is, you know, even basic stuff like shadows and taking everything like that into consideration. It's not just a point to go, oh yeah, let's just point a camera at that. It's learning the whole language of it as well.
Yeah.
I mean, how long did it, I mean, obviously take you to pick that up, you know? It's good. Going back to your first film, The Mother Town and things like that, you know?
I mean, The Mother Town was me pretty much doing everything. I did the camera, I was in it, so I did the gore. The stunts, everything. It was just me, pretty much. I know there's a lot of extras and stuff, a lot of people helped out, but generally it was sort of me. But then you think, well, I'm crap at that, I'll get someone else to do that.
Yeah.
Someone who isn't crap at that. You know what I mean? Like a cameraman, for example. And lighting and everything else, you know, it just sort of builds up as you go along.
And you pick everything up along the way.
Yeah. You get to pick people up as well, you know, you get to know people. You sort of almost build like a team around you.
Well, again, the small cameo of Neil on there, you know, I was speaking to Neil last night, so you're in Tales of Creeping Dead, and it's a thing that I've noticed with an awful lot of this low-budget horrors. You all seem like, I mean, it's a cliche, but saying a big happy family, and it's really nice to see that, you know, how people will turn up, and there's obviously a lot of heart and love that goes into it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've Pete and Rod over there.
Yeah, Pete as well, yeah.
They did the film Hounds of Love. Hounds of Love? I keep calling it Hounds of Love. Hounds of Darkness last night.
Kate Bush's backing vocal.
I'm in their stuff with the Dead Town. I played a zombie and character named Mab. That's Ace, all of that. And also Swings and Roundabouts, which is on YouTube, is it?
Slumberjack Entertainment for people.
Yeah, Slumberjack. So I'm in their films a little bit, and you know, it's just good. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to have people like that about, and obviously Neil's a good actor as well. So. Again,
I've said Hounds of Darkness was sold to me, and everything like this. And you always want him to like almost cameo to drop in and do John and go like, oh, how are you doing? You know, that like kind of shout. And, you know, you could almost have the Slumberjack extended universe Marvel Netflix. So just pointing it out.
We talk about Dead Town. Swings and Roundabouts and Real.
Again, why why did you choose Real? I mean, obviously, growing up, it was like what was it? Your holiday destination?
Yeah, I came Real Colwyn Bay all the time. I was breastfed Colwyn Bay and Real.
Amish Park.
Sorry?
Amish Park in Colwyn Bay.
Yeah, well, Lido Beach.
Yeah.
That's when I came here on Saturday yesterday. I started off, got off the train purposely in Prestatyn, and then walked to Real from there on the front, which is what we used to do all the time with kids. Just nice, you know, it's nice. Bringing back all the memories. It was good.
Yeah, it's nice to actually get that back in there, you know, that sense of love.
Yeah, and that's what it is really. It's a love letter to it, really. And then obviously when they talk about holiday destinations in the film.
Yeah,
that's what I
mean, when I first watched it, and me and Chad were just giggling, saying, you know, the fact that they chose to come to us, that figures. You know, it really did figure. And you know, they really were. Well, they really are a sweet pair, Kev and John.
Yeah,
you know, that hopefully one day Percy will take them under his wing.
I know, it's a natural progression, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah. Any plans for any future features, or is it too exhausting at the moment?
I've done 3 since then.
You've done 3?
Yeah, I did a film called St. Baptist, which is a comedy documentary about a Pentecostal. You know, like they have in America with what they call it? Mine's gone blank. When they ring in, pledge money. What they call it? Preachers, faith healers. It's about it's about one of them that's in Blackpool, set in Blackpool.
Blackpool.
Yeah, and that's basically what that is. Shit for that one, and then I've just done a film called Watch Me Sleep, which is a horror film. Yeah. No comedy.
Pure horror
film. Yeah.
I mean, what was it like approaching that? Doing that? I mean, was the temptation to put jokes in, or did you just put like the pure limitations? Like I'm going for pure horror.
Yeah, it's really odd because my natural thing is comedy. I grew up with Laurel and Hardy, all that kind of stuff.
The Young Ones,
Bottom, all that stuff. It's all, that's what inspires me the most. But it was really hard to sort of pull all that back. So I did St. Baptist to get it all out of my system. Comedy, all right.
Yeah.
But the theme of the film is really sort of dark anyway, so it's very hard to...
Yeah, it's really hard to find...
Yeah, there's no jokes I can squeeze in here. Definitely not.
Even though you tried hard, you did.
I did, yeah.
You couldn't get away with that.
Yeah. But no, it's not comedy.
And the third feature?
I did a Bigfoot found footage film.
Yeah, I was talking about it last night with it, again with some of the similar actors like
Basically what that was, it was just sort of COVID sort of times, we were like...
Everyone head to the hills.
Pretty much. I mean, chap who's in the film, Pete Bennett, he was struggling a bit with a few things, mental health, a lot of us did. So it was a case of like, so we just do something, go out in the woods somewhere.
Well, again, with the House of Horrors, did you see the He Married an Edward?
I won't tell you about that.
And he, I mean, essentially after the bad experience he had making The Reckoning, and he made House of Horrors just with family and friends to find out what, to rediscover his love or something. And he was never meant to be seen, and he showed it in, and it's such a nice reception.
Yeah.
And it's that almost that kind of getting back to your roots thing, that can help, you know,
Yeah.
system.
I think it was halfway between Prestatyn and Mill then, so, unfortunately. But yeah.
So we're going to open up to the floor for questions. Has anyone got questions for John? Mark?
Okay, what's your favourite portmanteau film and did it inspire anything in these ones?
My favourite what film, sorry? The what?
Anthology.
Oh, sorry, yeah, Asylum. I think. I don't know, there's loads, I like all. Any horror film with Robert Bell, sorry, he's got a horror face. Yeah, good call, yeah. Cats, I like a lot of them.
Oh, is it Salt Survivor? The one where he's in the plane crash?
Oh, I don't know that one.
You haven't seen it? Where I think he's got Jenny Agutter as well. And it's that he walks out of a burning airplane at the beginning.
Oh, yeah, that's good,
Yeah, it's a classic. It took me ages to track that down on DVD.
I even like the last VHS film, actually. I thought it was quite good.
I didn't think it was as good as 94. I enjoyed it, but I thought 94 was a great return to form for them. And they've got a new one coming out, which has got segments with Scott Derrickson and he's just done the Hellraiser and this. God, who actually starts out at the end just see my mind. So he's returned to it as well. That sounds interesting just to see that. Any other questions from people? From friends? So we've got Sat here. So are we going to wrap things up on that then? Right. We're going to thank John and